The zombies are coming. The zombies are coming.
Grandbaby graduate preschool.
Ooh, that's exciting.
She was excited.
They do a big thing to have all the kids do
And
something.
we had them sing songs and together and get their little word paper or a cap. They're cute. Funny.
Yeah,
She didn't sing at all. Like, just standing there, a video of her standing there for us. She's not doing any of the singing. She's not doing any of the, because they did You're Happy Quick song. And then they did another song. I don't know what that song was. But they had to do, certain things. It's just,
right. Just vibing out.
like, this
Yeah.
just standing there.
Like, I'm gonna be a rich and powerful person someday. This preschool shit's just a stone in the water or whatever.
I looked at Marshall and I go, she is clearly not Kaiser's child. Her middle child was very
The
much
zombies are coming.
outgoing, loved to do, like, he volunteered to do all the dances for every concert. And I have so many videos of him.
The zombies are coming.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. It is Sunday, and we are doing our D&D thing. With us, as always, is Shave and Az.
Hey.
And yes, as you could hear while we were setting up the discussion of the granddaughter graduating preschool. I'm sorry. It was awesome she did it, and I was very proud of her being like, fuck the system, I'm not singing these songs and doing your stupid dances. But why do we celebrate something so trivial as graduating preschool? You colored for like 4 hours today. That's all you did. Congrats. You don't get to do that anymore. I mean, that's just we didn't have that. They were like, hey, look, you're out of preschool. You get 1 week and then you're going to kindergarten. Deal with it.
Yeah. I remember they did middle school graduation when I was a kid, middle school to high school, and they had ceremony. We had to wear fucking suit and not a suit and tie, but at least a tie and a shirt. And I was just looking at my parents like, I'm going to high school, man. This is not a big deal. If this is a big deal, then we need to talk about this community right now. Like,
I was gonna say, we had, for my kids' schools, 6th grade, they had graduation. And for 8th graders, they would do big dinner.
See, we got out of primary school, 6th grade. They're like, okay, you're done. Get the fuck out. Went to middle
Right.
school, 9th grade. They're like, you're done. Get the fuck out. High school, graduated 12th grade. They're like, okay, yeah, you can come to this stupid ceremony if you spend $300 on this bullshit, or we'll just mail you this piece of paper. And I'm like, mail me the piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like any of you enough to want to come to this stupid stuff.
Graduation ceremony at all sites. Graduating high school.
As I was saying, we didn't have any ceremonies. They were literally like the last day of school. The teachers, like your 6th grade going into 7th grade, which was primary to middle, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, it's been great knowing you all. Bye." That's what the
Right.
teachers were like. They're like, "You're not our problem anymore. Go bother them."
We have
We've
a
got a
summer
whole new
vacation
group.
now. You guys don't mean anything to us. We'll never see you again, probably. So
Yeah, we might run into you at the grocery store and pretend like you were one of our favorite students, but we all know it's a fucking lie. We hated you. You're the reason we drink at night. So I was not.
I was a very good kid.
I was
Okay,
And then
but here, let me
somewhere
put it this
somewhere
way.
at 17 years old, I was like, "No, this good kid shit is. Let's just try to rebel a little bit."
Let's put it this way, though. You both were the good kids. What was your GPA when you graduated high school?
GPA when I graduated high school was 3.8.
As?
I think I was 3.5.
Okay. I was a troublemaker. I had 317 detentions given and served in 1 year, record at my high
Damn.
school. I graduated with a 4.0 grade average. Okay.
See,
You can
I
be a
came in.
troublemaker and be a genius.
I came in goody two shoes, having not rebelled or learned about good music or art, because I went to this tiny ass little hick high school, and then my parents got a divorce, and I went to a big city high school, and I got introduced to like alternative music and maybe some drugs and some alcohol and my
Maybe.
GPA. I came into to this high school with a 4.0 in National Honor Society, and I came out with a 3.5, and I had to test into college. So I'm just saying, and I didn't finish college, so we'll blame it all on Nirvana. How about that? That's
You can't blame anything on Nirvana.
no, I
Yeah,
can't
I
at all.
lost probably a 0.1%, if not 0.2, as a geometry teacher. He would literally put a thing on the board and then go sit down. You had to do your assignments. You tried to ask him questions. He was retiring that year. He gave zero shit.
Yeah.
I
But
was a freshman taking
you know,
geometry.
my main point about it is okay. So you guys are high GPAs, and not my level, but high level GPAs, and look where we all are now. We're sitting at a table on Sunday, rolling magic math dice and pretending we're in a better world. So,
Yep.
kids, don't listen to them. You can
Right.
be a genius. You could be close to genius. You're still going to end up playing D&D when you're an adult.
Also, and from a personal standpoint, when your guidance counselor says that college is the only answer, they're fucking wrong. Go to a
Shit.
tech school if you want to. If you like working with your hands, go learn how to work on something. Go learn how to weld. Those motherfuckers make 6 figures, and they are
Yeah.
in high demand.
I am from the generation where they'd be like, oh, if you don't do well in school, you'll end up being a trash man. Fuck you. I wish I was the trash man. They get government insurance, government holidays, and get paid like $22 to drive around, use a joystick to pick up a garbage can and throw it in. Fuck you. I
It's
could have
true.
done that. But no,
Right.
do something with your life.
I know more than a couple kids in my graduating, high school graduation that went through 6 to 8 years of college and are making $50,000 a year.
That's it, huh?
I'm like, I dropped out my first year of college, went to 2 years of tech school, and I'm beating you by a lot. Like, And I'm not dumb, but like those kids are way brighter than I was.
I'm sorry, I live off of the don't go to college, just make videos for YouTube standard of living.
I mean, happiness is happiness. You can find a way to do it without stupid amounts of money. Then I'm
Well, it-
trying to retool myself to get rid of all the expenses I've got.
See, I went to college several times. I went to be a nurse. I've been a paramedic. I've went for computer programming. Um, yeah, none of it worked out. What worked out? I play video games for a living and roll magic dice with you guys. That's what I do for a
Mhm.
living now.
A single mom in high school. So graduated with 3.8. Went on to college. Their child. Still graduated with an associate's with 3.5. Did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was
when
not
I
easy.
say I was the good child,
She just wasn't a jail.
I mean, good in that you took care of business and you didn't get 100% distracted. So
I did the schoolwork and the homework and studied for
Yeah.
tests.
So overall, viewers, what we're saying is just make the best of your life and play D&D
Yeah.
when you get old, because that's all that matters.
don't take everything so seriously.
Yeah,
It'll
none
all-
of you are
it'll
getting
all
out of
pan
here
out.
alive.
Yeah. You don't get to take anything with you, so just find a set of dice you like a lot and stick with them.
Yep,
And sleep with them, apparently. I guess that's really important.
it is. Sleeping with things is always important. So let's try to reel the show back into D&D.
Yeah.
First off, though, for the rest of this month, and probably for the rest of the year, we're probably just going to be doing Extra Life as our main charity. So the link does pop up in chat and is in the About Me section. So click that link, donate to a great cause. But there is also the Trevor Project that pops up. That's a huge cause right now, especially with the way our country is going towards everything. If even $1, guys, if you could donate $1 to either of those great causes, we will thank you very much. Other than that, on Tuesday I will be back with Assassin's Creed Mirage. I have went through it 100% at the map. It has completely cleared out all the secrets, all bullshit, so we can focus just on the story and petting the kitties, because that's what's important in an Assassin's Creed. Pet kitties.
And life in general.
Yeah, always pet the
Pet the
kitties.
cats, whether it's digital or real. So.
Yes. As is slowly working on some plans we've discussed. Anything going towards that today?
No, not
No.
really. This was a very busy week. I didn't do anything. I don't think I've loaded up a video game all week even. That's how busy it was this week. So
I can't say anything on that. I played lots of video games this week.
I haven't really.
yeah, that looks cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I don't think Lily has her that I made her.
Oh.
I don't think.
No, I bet you they don't, because they suck.
That's
So, all right. Well, that's most of the announcements. Oh, there is an announcement. If you are an Xbox member right now on the Xbox Store, Metro 2033 Reduce is free for the next 2 days. Go to the store, click it, download it. It's yours to keep. You have 2 days, today, tomorrow, basically. If you want a great first-person horror adventure type game, the Metro series is great. Set in Russia after the fall of the world. So, if you have Xbox, highly get it. I know Az is a PlayStation player. We still love him.
Yeah.
I have
I
nothing
always wanted
against.
to try the Metro games, but I get pretty intimidated by first person shooters of any kind. I'm not very quick with aiming and stuff. So
It's not like it's not a first person in the way like Call of Duty is, where you think you're going to have lots of things coming at you. When I played it, it was a lot of exploring. There are things that do attack you and stuff, but to me it felt a little more slower pace. But I
nice.
love the story and the world of it, because in the first one you actually have to have breath masks because there's toxic fumes everywhere, and bullets are your currency. Survivors are actually selling bullets, and they're trying to. I mean, it's actually It was really good, and it's based off a really good book. So I do highly recommend it. I don't know if it ever came. I think it came to PlayStation.
I know it's on PC.
I know it's
That's
on
where I do most of
PC.
my gaming.
Yeah, I know. You just happen to have a PlayStation, so I have to give you crap.
I wanted to play God of War and Ghost of Tsushima. That's why I have a PlayStation.
See, I would get a PlayStation, except for there really isn't any games that are exclusive that I really have to play. Because nowadays they
Yep.
go to either PC or Xbox as well. And I will
Yep.
play on an Xbox controller on my PC. I cannot stand PlayStation controllers. They feel like I'm going to snap them in half. I mean, they just feel like a kid's toy. They're just not durably made. So, of course, I say that, and my Elite controller is held together with tape and glue, and one of the knobs completely died this week. So, luckily, I had a replacement for it.
Maybe the problem isn't the controller, zombie. Maybe the problem is you.
Well, I do play, 80, 90 hours a week, and I don't think controllers are made for that. There's,
Right.
people aren't supposed to play video games every day from when they wake up till they go to bed.
Over 2 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed though. I spent a couple days.
I am a little disappointed too. But we've also had regular controllers like that we've used for the PC, like the ports die, and it's like half of them don't work
Well,
right
yeah,
anymore.
usually a regular controller, which $45, $50 only lasts us a year.
Yeah.
Or my person starts moving when I'm not moving above the I got drifting going on.
And that's
Mhm.
why it's great to play D&D because you don't have to worry about buying controllers. But I won't say it's cheaper. I mean, it's not Warhammer expensive, okay?
Yeah. There's only so many hobbies that get to that level of cost.
You have in life you'll have a choice. You can play Warhammer or you could do crack. Both of them are going to cost the exact same amount of life and money.
Yeah. Pretty accurate.
Oh, it's 100% accurate. I have friends who play Warhammer, and like I think it's bad that like my D&D collection is bad. I go to their house and they have like 500 tubs full of little figures and terrain and all this, and they have more books and stuff. And it's like it takes you a half hour just to set up for a 5-minute skirmish, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like,
Mhm.
fuck that.
Yeah. And they change the rule sets about as often as PlayStation, Xbox upgrade their whole rig. So it's like
Yeah.
you don't even get to keep your figures because if you want an official tournament, everything's got to be the way Games Workshop says.
Yeah.
That makes me think of MTG.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering's gotten bad at that too. That's why I got out of it a long time
changing
ago.
things. Oh, you
because they're
can't use that
Hasbro now
character.
too, right? Like
Mhm.
Wizards of the Coast, yeah. So
Yeah.
everything's just a fucking money making scheme.
Like you can't use that in competitions.
Well, they've always had that. Like the Black Lotus was banned from competition back in the 90s. I mean, you couldn't use it. Not that you would. If anyone found a Black Lotus, that card got locked in a case, sealed, graded, and put in a vault until you're like my age. Now you're selling it to make $1 million. But there were certain cards that came up that they're like, hey, this combo is too powerful. We're not going to allow it in tournament play. People got smart and put together combos they didn't think of. So it's the exact same as like a video game where like, hey, if you do this certain thing and this certain thing, you guy can fly off the map and get to the boss and kill him in 2 seconds. Okay, we're gonna patch that. That's basically what Magic's always done. I'm just saying that it used to be a very simple game involving math, and now it's you've got these commanders and you've got this and you've got this and you got that. It's like, no, done with all that. No.
Yeah.
Streamline the game back to what it used to be.
If I need a dictionary to play your game, I ain't playing your game. I'm sorry.
And see, when I stopped playing Magic, yeah, you say
Right.
that.
But the book's rules are all in one book. Those are just stories to tell. Like Magic the Gathering's like, we're going to introduce this new single letter word that means something new completely and changes
Okay.
every other card in the game.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to disagree with you because you need these 3 books minimum to play D&D.
I disagree. I agree on the handbook and the monster manual. They're pretty important. The DMG is if you're having a hard time using your imagination, because you can just
No,
fucking fub a dub the rest of it.
the first half of
And
the DMG though really goes into some of the technical aspects of it that the player's handbook doesn't go in. It really does explain like the combat a little more and stuff.
It helps
So
for a new DM.
yeah, and and it's also it's because like okay, I'm 3.5, but we're using 5th edition here, so they changed how this range works and what this combat
Right.
features. So knowing the new features more explained. But I will
right,
agree with you because yeah, they used to when you would buy a set of magic, they would give you a little booklet with them. And it had all the terms like trample means this, and you would like have to
yeah.
read all of that every time. And yes, so I do agree with you on Magic that it's always had a ridiculous dictionary. So, but I will
So
say
I
that
currently play in three D&D games, and each one has a totally unique DM,
oh yeah,
and each one of them plays the rules just a little different. And I when I say I don't care, it's not that I literally don't care, but it's like I'm having fun
oh yeah,
beyond what how they're playing it. So like the
and
DM book, I'm kind of like I'd rather
well,
you just did whatever
that's
made us have fun. Like
that's honestly one of the first things this book tells you that these are just guidelines.
right,
Tune it to you and your players and have a good time.
exactly.
So, but it does help with, like I said, for me, it's more of the technical. Like, okay, you're going to use smite, but you're 25 feet away. Will that hit? Pull this up and flip through it. Okay, I'll allow it. Or no, it's a 5 foot range only. You're not. Your arms aren't. Reed Richards. You're not going. Blah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways, let us begin our quest. As we left
Now
off,
that
you
we've gone
guys.
through all of the back streets and distractions, let's get back on the main road. All right.
It's like me playing Assassin's Creed. Got to do all the side
Yeah.
quests first.
Ooh, kitty.
Kitties. All right. So when we left off, you guys had a ghostly apparition appear on the dock, and as Sarah had approached it, it disappeared along with your guys' ship.
Fucking stole our
Now,
ship.
now stranded on this island, you guys decided to venture inward and head towards a rather large stone structure that you saw closer to the mountains. As you got there, you found a workers' camp there with like ramshackle shuts, quick build huts, and things, all abandoned. The doors to this big stone structure were kind of bashing back and forth a little bit, making a little noise. And there was a sign that you picked up that said, "Cursed, stay out." Or as we said, "Dead inside, don't open." You
Yeah.
know. So you guys left off there. And that is where you are right now. You guys are standing outside these big, about 12-foot tall, metallic doors and this stone structure. This stone structure is a gray, almost concrete looking, but it's not concrete. It's some kind of other different material. And it's finely carved. It has very intricate details in it. And then there's the doors. Like I said, one door is shut and the other one's just kind of screen door in the wind, just kunk, kunk, kunk.
Uh, just for maintenance, did we rest before we checked out the door? Or did we go
You
straight?
did
Okay,
not.
so we haven't gotten any kind of rest in.
Nope, no
Gotcha.
rest. Because you guys didn't feel safe resting in that village.
That's fair.
And that village is, like I said, the doors are probably about 10 feet from the nearest shack. Like there's a straight beaten track. We'll call it a road, but it's more like you could just tell that carts and people have walked through the dirt enough that all the vegetation's been dead and it's just barren earth.
Mhm.
But that main road goes to the doors, and then on both sides there's these huts. And they're about the closest hut's about 10 feet from the door frame.
I turn and look at Archer Saw and they're like, stay out. Okay. Where do we go now?
I mean, I ain't sleeping with a door moving on its own, so At the very least, maybe we could see about barricading the door or stick our heads in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not too beat up, and I think Hannibal's licking his wounds currently.
If you guys could
Nice.
Okay, so this is the mountains, and then there's the building. This is the Trotton Road, and like I said, there's these huts, and this is the tree line where you guys came through. So the dock's
Okay.
further out that way. So you guys are roughly up there by the door.
Gotcha. Well, all points lead to the entrance.
It
At the
says
very
it's
least,
first.
yeah. I mean, yeah. We can't not go in though, can we? Like,
Our ship is gone.
Oh, and you guys did in the last encounter, as you were marching, found a lake where a tentacle monster attacked you guys.
yeah,
So
that guy was a jerk.
and you guys didn't defeat that tentacle monster. It submerged itself and went back deep into the lake. So, in order to go back towards the docks, you will have to pass that unless you find a way to bypass around that lake.
I mean, at the very least, we should figure out where all these workers went. I mean, from a clerical standpoint, I kind of feel like it's my duty to make sure they're at rest, and even if there is a curse, you know, old wives' tales pop up all the time that curses, and it just turned out it was a bad case of chlamydia or something. A really bad case of chlamydia.
Gotta separate.
Yeah.
The markings outside of the door. They worked.
No, it is just a very intricate carvings around like the building. So not Art Deco, but think Art Deco, like the style, like where all the door frames have intricate carve. Yeah, kind of like that. They're very much. Both of you, why don't you both roll a wisdom check?
Ooh.
Booty!
Hi, D. Welcome in.
That's bad case.
Of chlamydia? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a bad case. We called it a curse, but that's just because we couldn't get rid of it. We had to chop off his balls. It was horrible. Wisdom. I got an 11.
What'd you get?
Sorry.
Yeah, both of you roll a wisdom check.
I'm too busy fawning over D.
Wisdom. Not gonna be.
You should have pretty high wisdom. but-
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Well, I rolled a 4, but a +8.
Okay. Oh yeah, both of you would be able to recognize this from the city that you guys have been in for a lot of the campaign, where you guys were all stationed before the wedding and after the wedding. This is very much in the style of Dwarven. It may not be Dwarven, but like the style that they carve into their intricate door frames, their beautiful buildings, everything, it is very much akin to Dwarven style.
And is it of a stone matching the mountain, or is it imported or whatever?
It's not imported, but it is not the same as like a mountain rock. It's
Okay.
definitely been something that has been processed and put together.
All
I
right,
mean,
yourself.
yeah.
This.
Do we have any preparatory spells we want to do before we walk in, or we just want to do our thing?
Are you wanting to go
Are
in
we going to bring the
sneaky?
kids or the boys? Or are we going to? I don't know. Is that a help or a hindrance?
No? Do we want to go in sneaky? And cast pass without a trace on
Would that work on all the peoples?
it. Everybody
it's
has
like-
to be within so many feet.
Yeah, I think
Right.
I think it'll do up to because there's 9 of you. I think it does 12 people. If I remember right.
Pass without a trace. Asking me and my companions from detection. Each creature within 30 feet of me. That's plus 10 to dexterity.
Okay. So it is less than dexterity checks for the caster and any chosen creatures within 30 feet. So it has no limit. They just have to be within 30 feet.
Stay within 30 feet of me. But it lasts for an hour.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna cast aid at 3rd level on us, which will get us some temporary healing points. Healing points? Is that what I said out loud?
Yeah.
All right, 3 of us, I guess. What if I do level 3? Do I get more people?
Okay, so here's some things on Pass Without a Trace. Yeah, there's a 30-foot radius. Anything that's in it when you cast a spell is affected by it. But nope, let me talk. If anything enters after you cast a spell, they don't gain the benefit. If anything exits the 30 feet radius from you, they do not, they lose their benefits. So they have to stay within 30 feet of the caster. So, well, no, I'm clarifying it for everyone so that you guys understand it. Yes, you have to remain within 30 feet of the caster. So don't get too far from Sarah, or else you will lose your pass without a trace.
Oh, okay.
So you cast what?
I'm gonna cast aid at a 3rd level slot for us. So everybody, no, I get to choose 3 people, so I'll do the PCs. So me, Shay, and Negan will get 10 temporary hit points.
And how long is the duration on those temporaries?
Do 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay. All right. So you guys gonna enter?
Very quietly, I'm going to slip in the door. I can,
All right. So as you
so I don't have to open it so much.
no, well, that's just
So-
it. This door is moving in the wind, so it's easy to push open. I mean, you guys have you don't have to even try to figure it out. You know which way the door moves. The door has already solved the problems for you. It is open. So, I mean, you can easily just kind of like pop in. So as you pop in,
Like right in the doorway.
you see blackness. This room is dark. There are no windows, no lit torches. You can see it probably about with the door open, about 5 feet in, that there is stone floors. That's about all you can see at this moment.
All right, so rapidly deciding if we're going to stick with stealth or if we're going to light our way. I guess we can audibly be stealthy and, try not to make a ton of noise, but still have vision to not step on
But it's like
traps.
I can see in low light.
Or how far? This is no light after about 5 feet. That's one of your halfling abilities, right?
Well, no. Crazy great.
Let's see.
I have bonuses on time jump moves.
Yeah, there's no low light or dark light visions for them. Yeah, no. As a druid, I don't think you get any low light.
You can
You're a human, correct, As?
That is correct. I am
Alright, so-
boring and simple.
Hey, I like human characters. But yeah, they don't get anything either. So no, neither of you have low light or dark vision, so you can see about 5 feet at them.
Mhm.
And all of your little followers are human too.
Yeah,
So
even though they're not in
no,
previous.
they're non-heroic humanoids. They have no benefits.
Mm.
Also, quick clarification. I worded aid incorrectly. It's not temporary hit points. It actually increases our hit point maximum by 10
okay.
and heals it in addition. So we're all at plus 10 maximum hit points.
Okay.
So we can heal those extra 10 back for the next 8 hours.
So basically, it increases hit points, not temporary hit points. Gotcha.
Right.
Good clarification.
Yeah. I was
I'll
like,
make
that might
make
be
sure
important. Let
make
me
sure
go
that
ahead
my
and
monsters hits you for 20 hit points on the first hit. Got it.
yeah, fair enough.
Goes up 10.
Yes. So
Yep.
if your hit point maximum's 80, you're for the next 8 hours it's actually 90, which means anytime you drink a potion, you can heal up to 90 instead of 80. As we're temporary hit points, if your hit points are 80, you get to 90, but you can't heal back up to that 90.
Does
Right.
it heal us
Yeah.
for those 10?
Yeah. Right. So
Basic,
yeah.
basically
Right.
you're fully healed to the temporary high level. Like I said, the only difference is with this, you can heal back to that number as where temporary hit points. Once a temporary hit point's gone, you cannot regain it. So
Yep.
All right. I'm going to prison.
Well, let's just try to be as quiet as possible with our benefits. I'll put
Well,
my
it's like I can
my
polymorph
flashlight on and
Nick and in there around see if anything.
I mean, you're a druid. You could wild shape into a mouse and
Yeah, but if I leave, we lose passive up. I mean, I guess I could recast it.
well, it just follows you, right? So like we would lose it technically, but if we don't move, it's not a big deal. And when you come back, we'll be
no,
into the
No.
effects again.
once the 30-foot radius, you're out of it. You lose it, and even if the radius comes back, you don't regain it.
Oh shit!
The
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought it
yeah.
was like an aura or something.
No, it is at the time of casting, you have to be there, and if you move farther than 30 feet, you lose it and it doesn't come back.
But
All
it's
right.
a
Well, let's
druid
just
cantrip, so I can recast it.
pass without a trace as a cantrip for you.
I think it's more
Holy
than my druid
macaroni!
cantrip.
It's a big deal of my other
Oh
character.
wait, what level? Yeah, fun.
I don't think it's a
No,
cantrip
it's
for
not.
anybody.
Well, I've got like commune with nature. I drew cantrip. That's a fifth level.
Oh yeah, but that's because you got that thing where you get to pick one
Yeah.
spell. So yeah, but I'm saying naturally, I don't think Pass Without a Trace is ever a cantrip for anybody.
So I got a staff of woodlands on my other character, and it's got Pass Without a Trace on it.
Yeah, it's a second level spell. Yeah, it's not considered a one for anybody.
So I'd say we go in real careful, real. Well, no, well that's what I'm saying. We'll go in careful, but we'll be lit. We can cast light on something or whatever.
Alright.
We just want the stealth will be more of an. We'll try to
Noise.
carefully walk. Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
All
And
right,
more
so
than
you-
likely, with this level of darkness, whatever's in here can see us already anyway. So
Especially with the light behind us. From the
Yeah.
door.
all right, so you guys all enter the room. First of all, I'm going to say you're probably leading then, since you have the light.
yeah,
Put you guys idiots off to the side. They're behind you. All right, so you guys enter a room. You guys can't see
Are we
anything.
entering it from here?
Yes, that's the entrance.
Left here?
No, that's the entrance. No, I purposely put open door, not open door.
So we can look at it.
There we go. That's good enough. All right, so you guys enter this room. You can't see anything. It is dark, so whatever you're seeing there, you don't actually see.
Well, lit. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's still dark in there, so you guys are only going to see like shadows. But you do notice when you walk in, on both sides of the door behind you are torch scones with torches in them. They're not lit.
Wish to light torches.
I don't know. Do we have kind of a bad track record with unlit torches? This
Normally-
fucking thing turns blue. I'm in trouble. Like,
I was saying,
don't even
normally
know.
they light up for you when you enter the room, and that's when bad things
Right.
happen. So you're already up there.
I mean, we can. And
You
then
just
we'll
leave them for now.
do a quick perimeter and then
Yeah.
see if we want to set up shop.
Alright.
All right, let's do that.
Well, I'll say if Tercel, if you were to move here to about the middle, you would still be within the 30 feet. Your light would illuminate enough for you guys to get a good idea of the room
Cool.
without lighting any scones. So on both sides of the room, so the entryway is behind you. Okay. So to your left of the room, there is a wall. It's all stone. There are two doorways. They are big wooden doors, probably about 8 foot tall, about 5 foot wide doors, solid wooden doors. The exact same thing is mirror image on the right side of the room. So, like, the room is very uniform. It is just a square room. There are 4 doors right across from each other, shut. They're just solid oak doors with the metal beams across them. There is a door in front of you that is perfectly aligned with the passage you guys came in from the outside. But this door frame is stone, and it also has this big metal door, and it is shut. You guys can't make out too many details in this low light at the moment, but you do see that there are several more torch scones around this room.
The central door opposite of where we're at is a stone door with metal like barricades or
No, it's a stone frame with the
Oh.
metal doors, just like the ones you guys walk through. It's the
Okay.
exact same. But it's only one big metal door.
Gotcha. Quick perception check, looking for footprints or anything disturbing to the dust layer or whatever.
All right, go ahead and roll perception.
Round.
Wow. So that's a nat 20.
Same.
All right. So yeah, even in the low light, you guys can tell that this room is dust covered, but the dust is over everything. So there are no footprints in the dust, but there's dust on the footprints.
Hmm.
And you can tell that this area is a heavy traffic area. You see grooves in the ground where carts have been pushed in and out these two big doors that are in front of you. You can see footsteps. You see that there are piles of containers strewn about this room, barrels, chests, bags. You can see that the doors on the either side of you have lots of traffic used to go through there. But again, the dust is over all of that. Everything is covered in dust. Nothing has been in here for a little bit.
And refresh my memory, the huts, did we get an estimate on how long they'd been abandoned? They'd been pretty fucking dead, but like,
It was I think we estimated it was like about 3 weeks. Bless you.
okay.
Like they were also covered in dust, but like it wasn't like they had been abandoned for a long, long time, but it wasn't something that just recently happened. And unfortunately, with those huts being kind of ramshackle, quick to put together worker huts, they're open to the elements. So rain kind of
Yeah.
deters any real investigation on them because, the ceilings leak, the walls leak, the floor was mud. I mean, so
It's easier to work on.
well, not just that, but anything like if there had been blood puddles in any of them, they would have washed away during any of the storms that this island gets. So.
And in the huts, we saw mining tools and stuff. Are we seeing similar instruments here?
Yes, you do
Can we
see
connect the two and say that they were
you
working
do
inside
see
here?
pickaxes and shovels laying about, some with broken handles. Some of the shovels have chips in them where they were digging and probably hit a rock and chipped the blade. So you definitely see more mining tools.
I suggest, let's stick together. We don't want to wake anything. Baby sleeping. Let's let them sleep. And we'll just all go together. Investigate around this room. Also. Maybe we'll see
Yeah.
what they were mining. Maybe there's some documents or something telling us what group was here.
Yeah, if the operation is organized enough to make it temporary living quarters, they might have documentation. That's a good idea.
That way we just know who.
Right.
So we'll start clockwise.
All right. Well, roll a investigation check.
Want me to roll two or just help her?
Yeah. I'll have you
Okay.
both because I'll say you guys are both working together, but you're kind of looking in separate areas. Scooby Dooing it, but without splitting up too far.
11.
11,
9.
9. You don't really see any paperwork like what you're talking about. This area, you get the idea that this area was an entrance and exit to whatever lays beyond. The four doors are still closed. There are these crates, and as you kind of look through around them, not trying to disturb too many things, you do see that there are chunks of iron ore in some of these crates. There are replacement shovel heads, replacement pickaxes, but you don't see any like identifying markers of what this was, what it was doing here, why they were here, nothing like that. This is just, it's kind of the shipping and receiving area is what you kind of get the feeling, but also like the entrance to, whatever lays beyond.
We're finding iron ore.
There's chunks of iron ore. There's also just rock chunks that have been brought out. Nothing like exotic. There's no like weird ores or anything that are jumping out at you. Nothing you've never seen before. But you're also not seeing like diamonds. and emeralds. Right now, you're just seeing like the most common ore is iron. You might see a little bit of copper here and there, but for the most part, it's iron.
So again, around the room, or is that just one?
That's for the whole room as you guys investigate it. Say you guys
Well,
you guys
if this is the entrance, you got 4 doors on either side. Maybe check those out. That could be where the the managers were, whoever.
Right.
And there's a pretty good chance that fancy metal door maybe leads to the mine,
That's
because it seems
yes.
like that would make sense from a engineering standpoint. I guess we could try. I don't know. Try a door.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the chipmunk's on the bird feeder.
How do you feel
Huh?
about lighting this place up?
Chipmunk. It just jumped up off. It climbed up the railing and then jumped over onto it. We have a chipmunk on our bird feeder outside.
You guys have chipmunks up there?
Oh yeah, we have chipmunks and squirrels and all sorts of fun animals out front.
Huh.
Yeah, we have
All we got is
ducks.
squirrels.
I have like 7 or 8 squirrels, a couple bunny rabbits.
They're both flying.
Yes, they are. Basically, I have a druid front yard, okay?
I love it. I wish I had more druidic friends.
I sit out there and just talk to all my birds and squirrels and chipmunks. I'm waiting for them to let me pet their heads.
That's a blue jay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's try.
Well, did you guys want to light the room?
I
That's the
say we light
discussion.
it up. This is looking pretty standard mining operation.
Just worried about the curse.
Let's go until we get weirded out. Let's make this secure.
All right.
So if a door opens randomly, we can at least see it opening and then get freaked out instead of wondering what opened and then freaking out.
They're learning, folks.
I like to actively identify what's going to kill me before it.
All right, so I say you guys go around and light the torches. There's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3. There's about 8 of them, enough to really light up this room. So as you light it up, yeah, the floors are just a common stone floor, and yeah, you can see that there used to be a lot of traffic through here. And yeah, all the crates and bags and things around here, you don't really see anything new about them once it's lit up. Your investigation showed you very much. There is in one corner, and it'd be that far corner up here. There is a small stall there, and you notice that it has tools laid out on it. It also has like workers' clothes. It has some vials and bottles on it. There's a couple silver coins sitting on it. You can tell that this was probably like a commissary type booth where the workers could buy new tools or, get new clothes or get their clothes fixed. They could also buy whatever's in these bottles. The coins aren't just like nicely stacked. It's like there's just a couple coins sitting on this table. Go ahead and roll for a sleight of hand since you want to so bad. Which 1? So yeah, you go to reach for one of the coins and you get a splinter in your finger
That's
from
what you
the wooden
deserve.
desk, and you take 2 damage from that splinter.
Damn.
Infection.
Yeah. There's the curse. It's just these woods all unfinished and everybody got splinters.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, you see that it's definitely was a go-between room, be it people coming in or out of the mine, or what you guys are assuming is a mine, dragging carts in and out. You could tell that the workers probably came in from the outside. This was not a living room, but it was a pass-between room. And yes, the 4 doors are off to each side. They are shut. You don't notice anything special about them now that the room's lit. Like I said, they're about 8-foot tall doors, very heavy duty wood with like iron beams across them to like where the hinges go. and big, big, like door knock, like door handle, like plates. So
The door handles, are they at a normal humanoid level or are they at like a ogre level? Like, would I be able to grab the knob without like reaching up top, or
how tall is Tercel?
not super tall? Yeah, I think I'm above average. If I even wrote it down, I am 5'10".
Okay, 5'10". Let me get this.
How's your side?
No, I'm making sure that this would be proper for these.
Just making sure frost giants can get that short. That's all.
Trust me, I'm not sending a frost giant after you.
This time.
The doorknob would probably go about to your hip area, maybe a
Oh,
little bit
okay.
taller. So about the same as a standard door, like in the real world. Like I'm actually looking at one now. If I was to stand up at 6'2", then yeah, it's about my hips. Yeah, we'll say it's about there. It's
Okay.
not like an out of proportion door. You definitely don't see any telltale signs of giants, frost giants, or trolls. So
And then you said that there were like cart impressions underneath the dust. Does it look like the tracks stick to one spot, or is it all 5 doors get equal travel?
it pretty much looks like the carts went to the sealed big metal door and then back outside. You do see occasionally like they were pushed off to the side, but it could have been like, they were trying to bring something in, so they moved them out of the way. But they don't really
Gotcha.
go into these smaller doors at all. No.
Well, I will try first door on the left.
So
And I'll be behind her with my flashlight.
well, you guys lit up the room.
Lit up.
Oh, right. Well, the inside of that room's not going to be lit, so.
And if we're feeling like we're okay, we can let pass. Up to you.
Let's
All right,
let's
so-
try door number 1, and then we'll evaluate
then
our
we'll decide.
stealth pot. Yeah.
So I'll try and open the door.
How tall are you?
Not at all.
2.5 feet.
Ooh,
It's a little bit of a stretch for you, but you are.
yeah. Right.
So
A lot.
you're able to get up to it, but you're not going to be like overstretching, but you're not going to just be casually like as or Tercel would.
Like grabbing the thing and trying to rush it with your body weight.
Well, no, it would be like that, but you are able to reach it. Go ahead and give me a strength roll. And are you pushing or pulling? Don't look at me like that. I want to know.
50-50 chance.
Well, my strength roll was a nat 1, so this one is grounded.
But are you pushing or pulling?
I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna push.
Okay. Yeah, this door comes open really fast, slams up against the wall. You tumble into the room. It is a dark room. Even with pass out trace, the door itself, bam, as it hits the wall.
As,
Like a
as,
war.
as Shay tumbles in, I'm gonna like kind of knock on the stone frame, be like, man, those dwarves know how to make a good door. Man, after all these weeks or months or years, it opens like a charm. Gotta love dwarves.
A 1 in my strength. So like I went and it went whack.
This door is very, very simple to open. It's not locked, and you could actually blame Az for this door with his comments last session about how can we not just for once have an easy, nothing jumping out, nothing scaring us, no blue and red balls. There's an easy
And-
fucking door for you.
And Tursel's so happy to have an easy open door. He's just gonna step over Shay and walk right into the room. Just like, oh man.
All right, so you guys walk into this first room. So there's only one
I keep saying
right
Shay.
now. I guess I can do this. So there we go. So this room is lined with shelves, and there are crates and stuff. On these shelves are various vials of liquid, and then on the other shelf are various little pouches. And then there's, like I said, a couple crates just strewn about the room.
I'm gonna be looking. See if there's
Same.
any markings. What's on this shelf?
Okay. What languages do you speak?
Common, Catholic, Druidic, Sylvan, and
Okay. And Tercel?
Common and celestial.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a language there. You've seen this language before, but neither of you can understand it. It is clearly Dwarvish.
you know Dwarven or so?
I mean, I can say beer in Dwarvish. That's really the only
important.
thing that's been useful for me.
Well, you guys figure out what you're gonna do. Look around. I gotta pee really bad.
I keep calling you Shay and your name's Sarah. So
That's all right. I understand.
I said that the third time, and I'm like, oh fuck.
That's right. Sometimes I'll be like, "As I mean, Tursal."
Yeah. I guess all we really need to be careful of is mining uses explosives. So to see a vial that looks like it may spontaneously kill us all, we should probably
Yeah, then
not touch that.
dark vision. Would be like even heavy
Yeah.
explosive.
I mean, I don't know many curses that wouldn't take a little violent explosion from time to time.
So, is it labeled?
That's Jeff. I think he just got haunted.
So is it on the vials or is it on the shelves? That's documented.
Both. And you notice while looking at the shelves, so there's 5 shelves, and you can't see the top one. So Tersel's kind of telling you what it looks like at the top one, because yeah, this shelf's about 7 foot tall. So even Tersel kind of has a little bit over it. Clear, yellowish, orange, green, red. That's what the colors of the vials are. And each one of them, the shelves has a label that matches with each of the bottles that are on that shelf. The text is the exact same, so it's like you know to put that vial there.
All right. So, and I still don't have my ability.
No.
I got that.
For those wondering, they have done some Futures one shots where they have acquired certain items that they wish they had right now, but they haven't gotten to them in the main story to where the timelines have remerged. We kind of did a Marvel thing where, the timelines are interweaved all over.
Well, I want us to take at least 2 of each of these files, but I don't want them together. So, do we think we could trust, like, with the top vials, one of the people, bottom one, each of the same kind?
I don't
Yes.
know.
Tentacles.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could leave them here for now. Check out the
Take 'em
other
before we
3
leave?
rooms and then
That's it
yeah,
before we leave.
evaluate. If they're like, you know, marinating explosives, at least we're not carrying them on our person. But it kind of looks like a chemistry set, so maybe they're testing something. I don't know. But I don't speak Dwarvish. I'm assuming you don't either.
ask Tercel to bring the top one down.
Yeah.
Open it.
Grab a couple of those carefully. Grab a couple of those.
Like try and smell it. See if I can identify it.
Okay. Tercel, I want you to give me how would I handle this? Dexterity roll.
Okay.
Because it almost be sleight of hand. It's how you're picking up and carrying this file.
So I rolled a 4 plus 2 for 6.
Okay. You kind of reach for it gingerly, almost like you're getting a ketchup jar off the shelf at the store. You're not afraid you're going to squish it or anything, and you pull it down and you hand it to Sarah. I want you to roll a dexterity roll as you're for handling it, and then I want a second one as you're popping off the top of it.
What is it? That's
Yes.
17 plus 3.
All right, so Tercel hands it to you. You take it very gingerly. You're being very cautious with it. You open the top. Well,
9 plus 3.
as you open the top, a little bit of it splashes out. None of it gets on. You're able to move back a little bit from it. It falls on the rock, and you hear a small sizzle, but it's very, very small, very, very faint sizzle as it touches the stone.
So I can identify it as an acid.
You're able to definitely tell that this is a very low-level acid.
All right. Maybe they didn't use explosives. Maybe they burned out the iron ore.
Iron would definitely. Hey. Right,
Roll a knowledge check, both of you.
Let's see, 18 for wisdom.
Yeah, just straight wisdom. 13. All right, so Tercel, you would know with your military background that acids are used to separate fine minerals from stone at some points. And a low-level acid like this would not burn iron away. You would know kind of the same level. You wouldn't know what degree of acid, Sarah, would require it, but your druidic teachings would have taught you that some acid will eat iron, some acids won't. And both of you would have the general idea that acid being used in mining is an actual common technique to separate junk ores like fool's gold from real gold. You're able to put a little bit of a certain level of acid on it because real gold will instantly be destroyed, as where pyrite will not. So
this operation is starting to look more and more serious. This isn't a bullshit strip mining operation. Like, these guys knew what they were doing.
So do you think these
Like
are all acids?
It makes sense. Like, if they're organized to put them on a shelf and label them, and people were putting them back where they belong, so even your miners were following the rules. Like, I'd say there were probably different strengths of acid, maybe. Or I guess we could. I don't know. I don't know that I really want to handle these anymore. But my shit gets a little shaky if I haven't had a drink in a while, and I'm due for a drink pretty soon. The sun's going down, but
I'll cork this low-level acid and put it in my bag.
all right.
Oh. All right. Was that all that was in this room?
Like I said, the other shelf has pouches, like little pouches sitting on it. And then there are several crates just strewn about here and there.
Ouch.
sure. Right. So let's be careful. Don't just, surprise open the pouches. Let's try to treat them like they're going to
Can I
explode in
smell
our
the
face.
the pouches?
Roll
opening 'em?
roll a nature check on that.
18.
As you get closer, you see that again. This is very organized. There's a label on the shelf, and each one of the pouches has a little tag off of it that matches that label. The bags aren't color coordinated, though. They're just all red bags. The lowest one that you
So
on
I'm reaching.
yeah,
probably
so at your
slightly-
level would be about the fourth one down. And yeah, as you pick it up, it definitely has a very strong black powder smell to it.
I say this is black powder.
Makes sense. This is a very serious room.
Want any?
Not yet. But if we come to something we want to keep down there, we know how to get that fucking iron door shaped up pretty quick.
I'll put the one pouch that I picked up. I'll put it in my bag.
All right.
So Sarah's a mobile bomb. I'll make sure to stay away from her. Got it.
Now, are you putting all this in the same bag?
Well, I have
No, I need to know this as I need to know as a DM.
pouches.
I know, but you keep saying you're putting it in your bag. Is it on? Is it like okay? You have your purse here, and all that shit's in that purse, or do you have the acid in one bag, the black powder in a different bag, your food in another bag?
But I'm in like a bottle thing attached to my belt. You know, coins and stuff like that. Go in like a purse bag.
I'm just making sure you're not throwing it all in a bag. Like,
And-
hey, this is a fake bag of holding. I got all this shit in my purse.
Right.
No,
That they have a special pouch.
yeah, I know you have pouches for that, but I'm just saying is you keep saying I put it in my bag. I want to be specific. I want to be specific because, again, if you let's just say, and this isn't going to happen, you get picked up and slammed into the wall. I could always be like, yeah, your bag gets blown up, but you're like, oh no, I had them in different pouches. That's good to know because right now I'm picturing you with a purse laden down like a Jersey mother. You could pull out a frying pan, a flip flop. So
Chunk
you don't
cod.
have a bag of holding
No.
or a purse.
Bag of black powder, like on a pouch on the side.
Okay, there you go.
And like, yeah, the bottle's gonna be in like a bottle.
Kind of like my doctor bag that I carry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I go.
Let's be specific about it because, like I said, that will later save us if you guys are in a battle and you do something hits you or you get thrown. You guys can be like, okay, cool. Luckily, my shit's separated because yes, if that acid in that black powder mix, there could be an explosion. Not saying there could or could not, but there could be.
Bada boom.
Yeah, big bada boom.
Big bada boom.
I love that movie.
I'm gonna. You want to search any of these crates? Test.
I'm okay. I think the way these guys were really organized, I feel pretty secure that this was definitely the keep shit straight explosives room. And we can poke around to see if there's something worth taking, but I'd kind of like to search another room, and I can leave you with a light, and you can do your thing if you want. Okay.
Well, there are you guys do see there are torch scones in this room too.
Torches and the high explosives sounds like a delightful idea.
The torch scone, there's only one in this room, and it is right by the door, which is on the complete opposite side of the explosive shelf.
Okay. I just have bad luck and I'm clumsy and I'm not liking any of these scenarios.
Well, unfortunately, Sarah, you are not tall enough to reach the scones, so you cannot light them in any of the
I can
rooms
light
so
it
far.
for you on my way out if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I guess I'll use a.
I'll just say you light it.
I'll
Okay,
have-
good. I was
right.
like,
Yeah,
how the
we
fuck
have
do I
strike
start a
anywhere
fire in this game?
matches and
Well,
Right.
in your adventuring kit, you should have a flint and steel fire
I
starter.
guess I could have used. Can I create flame with thaumaturgy or just change it?
I think you can just change it.
Yeah, I think you're right. That would be
But
pretty.
like I said, you guys have your adventuring pack
Okay.
of generic adventuring gear, and there's a flint and steel in that pack. It's a common.
anywhere.
Didn't. I guess that was alternate timeline. We had somebody make a big lighter, didn't we? Or no, that was a
No,
different game. Sorry, my
different
bad.
game.
Different game. We had
That's the
another no. We had a gnome, some kind of alchemical engineer, and she retroactively invented a Bic lighter.
Yeah, she's in her future.
Hmm.
Right around the time we get the bag.
So yeah, I'll light the
Even-
torch for Sarah, and then enter the next left room.
All right. Go ahead and give me a strength check at the door.
Well, what are you
And let me know if you're pushing or pulling.
Pushing 17 plus 1 for 18.
Yeah, you slam open this door too. Just bam! Up against the wall.
God, I love these dwarven doors. Like, give me some of these back at the base.
So there's enough light for you to see into this room. This room is rather empty. Take and put this back where it was. I only have so many shelves. There is a shelf there with a lot of books on it. There is a small table with a pile of paperwork on it, and then there's a bunch of crates.
All right. I'll approach the table first and see if I can find non-dwarven stuff to get some idea of what was going on here, I guess.
Go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
I'll be searching the
Great, it's awesome. Investigation 12.
Well, so yeah, you flip through the papers. You do not see any that are not in what appears to be dwarven.
Right.
Everything here, you do notice a seal on several of the papers up on the top, and then some of them, it's a wax seal on the bottom of these papers. It is the exact same seal, and you've seen this seal before. It is the Dwarven Mining Guild seal. You would know from, again, your military background and then being at the palaces that the Dwarven Mining Guild is awarded exclusive rights for certain areas for mining, and that they will mine precious ores, common ores, things that are used by the kingdom in order to make ships, make weapons, make everyday things like goblets and plates and holy items. So you kind of can gather that these might be invoices or royal decrees or just regular orders. You do notice, though, that there is one piece of paper that is kind of crumpled up and it's on the edge of it. It's like pushed off to the side of this little table a little bit, but still on the table. As you open it up, you notice that it's kind of sticky. So imagine like you take a bubblegum wrapper and you're trying to unwrap it, and there's gum in it, so kind of like you're spreading it apart. And there's this black residue, very sticky residue around it.
So having seen that, Tursel's gonna be really happy. He's gonna shout towards the door, Sarah, oh, no wonder this place is so well run. It's a DMG site. Like, those dwarves, they know how to run a mining site. They make some good shit. So I think this part's gonna be pretty cool. Let me keep looking, but there's a bunch of books and papers in here. You should probably check it out.
They're books with words, no pictures.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's boring the shit out of me, but you should probably come read whatever. And I'll be kind of like absentmindedly messing with sticky paper to see if I can get it straightened out.
Okay. And while that was all going on, you rolled to search a chest. Yes. 6. You open up this chest, and inside of it are hunks of rock that looks like gold, but you can see that it has been dipped, like acid has been dipped on it. It didn't melt it. So you're pretty sure that it's not gold.
Put it in this chest. How big is the chest?
It's about 3 feet by 3 feet
Bigger than
and probably weighs about 200 pounds.
Pieces.
Anywhere between, like this to just small little stones. It's just
I'm gonna grab one of the small stones. Curious. Why would you put something that's not gold in a chest? I'll make a mental note and throw it in the purse.
during this time, real quick, what is Negan doing?
He's just
That's
saying
a good
no.
question.
He's hanging out with you, okay? What are you? Who's black and who's blue?
I'm blue.
Oh,
All right. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, I'm
I
blue.
wrote it down. You said you're blue?
Yeah, he says.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay. What are your three people doing at this time?
I'm around.
Out in this area?
Yeah.
Okay. And Tercel, what are your people doing?
I'm gonna say BA Baracus is doing some push-ups. Did I put in Face? Yeah, Face and Hannibal are just chumming it up with the other three, and Hannibal's smoking a cigar.
I'm going to put you out here. So your people are just milling around doing whatever. Maybe a couple of them talking with them. All right.
Menard's not having, so he's going to be trying to outdo your guy.
Okay, so you two are over here having a push up, wandering around. Okay.
Because Menard's not having that.
That's fine.
We're bigger than you
Baracus
guys.
loves a challenge. He ain't gonna quit until that kid stops. So
Okay. So not counting the two in the push-up challenge, the other four who are just kind of walking, marinering about, chit-chatting, I would like you all to roll a straight 20 2 times. So one for each person. And let me know what you get.
We roll just a d20.
Yeah, just a d20. Basically,
Or just
no, just
those guys.
you each basically roll twice because these two are doing a push-up, they're next to each other. But everyone else is kind of just wandering around, chit-chatting, checking things out. I want to know.
We have a 5. 19.
Okay. And Tercel?
Hannibal rolled a natural 1,
All right.
and Face has got a 10.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead. That one there, and that one there, and these two over. All right. So Hannibal is checking out an area. There's some crates and barrels there. As he's checking it out, he slips on a liquid and falls on his back, hitting his head, taking 6 damage.
Poor Hannibal's the only one of my guys that takes damage ever. Like,
Well, because you always roll shit for him.
I really do.
Wu-Tang, on the other hand, is exploring this corner over here where there's a large pile of stuff. As he's searching around, all of a sudden he's gone. You guys don't see him anymore. And you two obviously wouldn't because you're in the rooms, but he's nowhere to be found.
And nobody else got any
Nope, there
inkling?
was no noise, nothing. He just all of a sudden just gone.
When
No, the other everyone else who rolled high enough, they're okay. Nothing happened. So they're just like I said, walking around. Chatting. It's just the two who rolled below 7.
So Face walks over to Hannibal, offers to take his stogie, and then offers him a hand up. Like, gotta be more careful, old man.
so he and Negan had
Went over to
hearing
where
what
Tercel is.
said about the books and stuff gone into to the room with Tercel.
Yeah, as you walk in and you look, Tercel points to the shelf and he's like, books. And you look at them, you can't make out a word they say. They're all clearly in what appears to be Dwarvish. The books, though, are very beautiful books. They're leather, blue. There's red books. There's yellow books. All of them have a gold trim up around, and at the bottom of them, on the bindings, they all look immaculately nice, still covered in dust. But yeah, you can't make out a word they say on the sides.
All the same book. Like, can I tell that the title is on?
No, they definitely look like they have different titles, but it's like the blues are all together, the reds are on another shelf, the yellows are on another shelf. Like I said,
OCD guys.
yes, these are very well organized OCD dwarf. Yes.
The DMG is one of the most profitable companies on in our land anyway, so I believe it. Guys make the best stoneware ever.
So
Like
do I
you
notice
gotta
that Tersal's messing with stuff?
What?
Do I notice that Tersal is messing with
Roll a perception check.
11 plus 4?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, you totally. You see Tercel has a piece of paper and he's kind of like,
What's that?
I don't know. There's a stack of papers here. Of course, it's all in fucking dwarvish, but this one's like, I don't know. It's crumpled. It's got black sticky. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe it have something in it I could
Can you
read.
clean it? Have
I, that's a
prestidigitation?
that's a good thought. I don't have prestidigitation, but I was shooting for opening the gum wrapper instead. So I'd like to try to open it as best I can and see if I can
Not
make out
ripping it.
any words or
all right,
unless
just
Sarah
give me
wants to help.
Black.
first have Tercel give me just a D20 roll. Nothing added to it.
What was a 3?
That's enough to you're getting it open, but like I said, it's like a gum wrapper. This stuff's not going to like just open. The paper is ripping a little bit. It is like a thick, harsh substance on it, and it seems to be very binding. You definitely try not to get it on your skin just in case, but you're not gonna get the paper all the way open.
Right.
You let's do a nature roll, see if you for identification.
7 plus 9.
16. You know what this substance is, but not what it's called. And the only reason you know what it is because it seems very eerily familiar to the ooze that was dripping out of the creature that attacked you on the ship.
That's what I was afraid of. I'm like,
Hmm.
Tersal? Might not want to touch this.
Why wouldn't I touch it? I'm just trying to read what's on the paper.
Do you remember the ship?
The ship that disappeared the other night? Yeah, I remember that.
No, on the ship with the black ooze.
Yeah, it was your guys'
Oh,
ship.
like the things that attacked us or whatever?
Yeah. Like the hairs on the back of mine.
Oh shit, is this the stuff that came off those things?
I'm thinking it possibly
He,
could be.
he drops it as quickly as his old ass hands can do. Like, oh crap. Could he?
As if,
Ruling on my laptop.
you know, it was the
I
dwarven
want to grace my wow. Go drool over there.
that were attacked. The dwarven mining.
But, well, so the initial people that came to ask for our assistance were dwarves? I've forgotten already.
No, they
I
weren't
didn't
just
remember
dwarves. They were delegates of different races from one island, but not this island.
There's this British dwarven.
There were some dwarves. It was from a mining colony, but it wasn't this one, and it wasn't just dwarves. There were elves, there were some humans, and all of
Would
them looked very torn and emancipated. And you guys have kind of concluded that you found their vessels on what is now your ship. You transferred those to Captain Catapults, and they're going to go deal with the doppelganger worm
would Tercel
creatures.
recall any of those, either the delegates or the people we found in the ship having any kind of dwarven mining guild insignias on them?
None that you have seen in this area. Like they had
W-
some, but they were of a different dwarven mining guild.
Okay.
Think of it as your UAW 18 versus UAW 13s. They're all the
Right.
same guild, but there's different factions, and this
Okay.
faction would be like the 18s
All
from
right.
what you've seen.
All right, so people on the boat were for mining. It's a mining operation. This is where they came from.
Or
The black.
yeah, and we have a out of
Maybe
character.
they dug
We have a
too
pretty
far.
clear idea that they were not doppelgangers directly, but they were able to assume the forms of
Right.
their captured people.
That's what you guys kind of assess between the attack on Sarah and the one body that you tried to heal and ended up killing.
So back in character, Tersh will be like, so how deep does this shape changing thing go? Like,
Oh, too far.
man, are we about to do the descent? Because I'm not mentally prepared for that.
Is
I
there
definitely don't have enough alcohol for that journey.
is there a chest in this room?
You okay,
It's very nice.
I know. I'm sorry. He's been coughing for a while. Yeah, there are a couple crates, not chests, but there are crates in that.
Chest in the other.
Yeah. Well, there's chests and crates in the other room, but not like treasure chests. They're just like footlocker chests.
I keep close. Try and lock.
Yeah, there's probably some of those.
Okay, so pick up paper. Let's stick. I want to put it in chest that has a lid. Close it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Just so you know, though, once that chest is locked, you do not have a way of unlocking it.
I didn't lock it. I just closed it in.
Okay. Let's make sure if you try to lock it.
Oh. I didn't
How,
got anything that I can lock.
How trained / smart is old Negan? If we
Negan is a smart guy,
introduce
though.
the paper to him
Oh, he can smell it.
to get a
Okay.
scent, would do you think he would
He could definitely
at
smell
least react to it? So if he smelled it again,
it. Yes.
we might
He's
do
got,
that.
like,
Just
he's got advantages on his score.
He's got a
let's do
good
that.
sniffer.
Let's offer it for him to smell. Make sure he doesn't eat it.
Yeah, he has
And,
advantage on wisdom checks and hearing and smell.
All right. If you're gonna put it in front of him in hopes that he doesn't eat it, but just does sniff it, I would like a D20 roll with Constitution to see if he wins over the doggo. Just eats everything.
It's a risky maneuver. Hope it
13.
works out. for
Okay,
us.
yeah, he sniffs it.
Nice.
You could tell that you pull it back just in time before he was been like,
Is this toy mine?
yeah, he definitely has the scent of whatever this black goo is on there.
All right.
Listens for the most part. He's a smart.
Yeah, ever since
Just a little dirt.
the skeleton pissing incident.
They're dogs.
No,
Much about that.
I wouldn't change him for the world. Maybe a little bigger so I could ride him, but otherwise, he's fine.
He's huge. Could you imagine if he was good?
He probably wouldn't have a job anymore. It'd just be Negan taking over the world. So Tersel's bored. He's gonna go back into the main room. Would he notice the distinct lack of 6 people in this room?
Roll a perception
Or-
check
Okay.
at advantage.
Did you know there's supposed to be 6?
Because I can count to 6. Perception be 21.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you walk into the room and you do a quick look around, and you do notice that you guys are short one person.
Guys, but Who are we missing? Is it who are we
Poontang.
missing? Poontang. Where'd Poontang go? He didn't go fishing, did he? Because he ain't coming back if he did. And I looked at
He's
Hannibal.
been doing
who
push-ups.
definitely has blood coming down his face a little bit from the fucking 6 hit points of head. Like, what happened? What happened out here? We leave you jerks alone for a little while, and somebody's missing. Did you get beat up, Hannibal? And he's got his cigar going. He's like, no, I'm just a little clumsy today.
Bernard stops doing push-ups, and he's like, I thought it got quiet in here.
And when he stops, be able to do one more push up and stop and be like, I win. Suck a fool.
Oh!
The dirty win. I'll allow it.
I'm just gonna investigate the room.
So you're still in the book room?
Yeah, I'm still in the
Okay.
book room.
Alright.
Looking for
Roll investigation check.
7.
Yeah, you don't see anything other than what I've already described. There's books on shelves, there's papers, there's a couple crates.
Any drawers?
Nope. The one table is just like kind of like this table here in front of us. It's just a table. And there's papers scattered on it that Tersel's already gone through.
Nobody can read anything.
No, it's in what you guys are all assuming is Dwarvish.
Alright. I'll check the other crate that doesn't have the
Okay.
object in it.
Yep.
See what's in.
Well, she's doing that.
17.
Or go ahead. Sorry. Yep.
There are, in this crate, you open it up, there are stacks on one side of quills. And on the other side, like an egg carton, there are little bottles stacked with a piece of thin wood in between each one, about 3 deep.
Ink.
Clearly can tell that this is ink.
My little halfling heart is up with the quill. The quill's gonna go in very less funny. The quill I find is the prettiest.
They're all the same, just generic white quill. Nothing
Right.
special.
They're
In
the
Sarah's
big
mind,
fan of
it is the
most-
prettiest
Yeah.
one.
You basically found a box of Bic pens.
Right.
They
Bic
are all
quills.
just black Bic pens. They have nothing special about them.
She finds the ones that she thinks is the prettiest one.
Okay.
Like when it got shipped, the feather didn't get folded in half to fit into the box. It's still got a straight stem on it or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Nothing's
Okay.
crinkled on it.
Yeah.
This feather has one little red piece on it.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't make it through quality control.
Yeah.
It's actually an ugly one, but she thinks it's
Right.
beautiful.
The dwarves would have thrown that away instantly, but it's fine.
I don't have any spells that I can magically seal this box that has the sticky thing in it. But I'll take stacks of books, place it on top of this thing. I have serious PTSD about this black ooze, so
All right. Yeah, so you pile some books on top of the box.
and then I join everybody.
All right.
On that note, I have to start.
I was gonna say, so yeah, as you come out and Tersel is getting ready to tell you that we're missing a person, we're gonna take a break. So everyone, go get some drinks, go potty, get your nicotine, do whatever it is you got to do. We will be back in a few moments. If I can get this to work. There we go. We'll be back.
62 kids like me enter a CMN hospital every minute.
My name is Sean Gorey. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I want to change kids' health in University Hospital's Rainbow Babies and Children's because I was treated there as a kid, and this is my way of giving back.
Kids can't wait.
To change kids' health means to fundraise by playing video games or tabletop games for these kids that are like not having the best time of their lives right now. They're having to fight scary diseases, scary illnesses, some of them more rare than others, and we just do everything we can to help fundraise.
What's up, Extra Life? I'm so inspired to hear about all you're doing to help sick and injured kids treated in your local community, and the fact that you guys are playing games to help these kids is it's amazing on many levels. It's fun, but it's also making such a huge impact. So congrats on the millions of dollars raised today, and good luck with the rest of game day. And break a leg. Do you say break a leg when you're playing games? Probably not. That's more of an actor thing. Okay, just have fun.
My name's Eric Sears. I live in Ottawa and I'm treated at CHIA for type 1 diabetes. My favorite part of my children's hospital is the doctors, nurses, and educators. When I show up to my checkups, I get high fives and hugs, and they're so supportive. They're just awesome. Did you know that 62 kids like me enter a CMN hospital every minute? That's a lot of kids that need help. Join Extra Life to help kids like me.
My name is Defy, and I'm from the East Coast of Canada, and I want to change kids' health at the IWK Children's Hospital because as a father myself, I know they're always going to be there for me if and when I need them.
Million kids like me enter a CMN hospital every year. For me, I entered my children's hospital when I was 9 years old for my miracle story. Happy to report that my health is on the up, and it's all because of gamers like you.
My name is Tara. I stream on Twitch, and I did Extra Life last year, and I raised $5,000 for Children's Hospital of Omaha. I wanted to raise it for people that couldn't afford to go there, because I know not everybody can afford to go to a hospital, especially if something comes up like randomly.
So my why to help kids' health at KU Pediatrics is because of my cousin Teague. She has been battling cancer for a few years now, and she's 6, and I just can't wait till she becomes this amazing, incredible individual as an adult and has gone through that thanks to the support of people like you.
What are you doing?
Mom, go get my toy. Who's just going on the block in the hallway?
Got your shades on. He even has like a peach leaf in his hair.
I know. You are so freaking silly, dude.
To the Extra Life community, thank you so much for helping kids like me treated at the IWK Health Center and TMN hospitals.
Since 2008, Extra Lifers have raised millions of dollars to help kids treated at 170 children's hospitals in the U.S. and Canada. Those funds go directly to the hospital.
It was my 7th year, so about 7 years ago, he was like, "Oh, you should do this. The good cause, play games for 24 hours," and that's pretty much like the first time I ever streamed my entire life, and I was only doing it for Extra Life. But also, like, I've gone to Seattle Children's Hospital when I was in high school. When I did Extra Life, I chose to support Seattle Children's because of how great they are. They're really good for the kids.
Let's raise a lot of money for Blair Batson!
My favorite part of my children's hospital is the amazing staff that work there.
All right, as we're back, we're waiting on people to get back here. I was going to go ahead and remind you all, at least till the end of the month, and probably for the rest of the year, we are doing Extra Life donations. So you can click that link that pops up in chat or is in the About Me section. You can donate to a great cause that helps out children's hospitals all over the United States, which with, again, the way our country is going, they're probably going to need the help. And then also you can click the link in chat that pops up to help out the Trevor Project, which again, the way this country's going, definitely going to need all the help. So you can easily donate, something as simple as $1 will go a long way. So make sure you click those links and help. We greatly appreciate it. And the people that you help will greatly appreciate it too. So, and also, we're going to be showcasing this game soon. We met one of the developers during TwitchCon last year, had a little dinner with her at the airport. And it's a bunch of developers that used to work for Bethesda. They're making a game called Hawthorne. And it is a cute little game where you and your friends are able to build a village and do all these cool adventures and stuff. But you're animals. They have a Kickstarter thing that is up. They've reached their main primary goal. They're working on secondary goals now. They did announce that they have enough funding to release the base game with the most simplest of stuff that they wanted in it. They're working on adding more with the more donations you get. I will be posting links to that on all my socials as always. You can check them out in our Discord. looks like a great game. It's a step away from the games I normally play, horror games and the Assassin's series. Obviously, it is something that's completely different, but it looks like a great game to play with your friends when you guys just want to have a good, relaxing time. You're not going to be worried about oh, how do we do this raid? How do we kill all these people? So I highly recommend it. It is a very beautiful game.
Just do that game.
There you go. So there you go. So Shebe may be setting up her own Twitch with that, which will be fun because I will have to show Shebe how to do Twitch. So if that's
Not your genre of game. It's not.
no, but I am actually really interested in this game because I love indie developers and I love people who are able to put together a game like that. And when we were with Heather and having food and all that, she sold me the game right then and there. I mean, I was excited about it. I came home from TwitchCon, talked about the game. I've shared every post I can about them. So, but yeah, so as you missed it, Shebe just announced that she will be starting her own Twitch channel when the game Hawthorne releases, which you should definitely be checking out that game too, my friend. I can send you it. Hawthorne?
Oh yeah, I've seen a ton of ads. They look cool.
Yeah, their Kickstarter
look like a mouse gets to ride an owl, and so
well, that's it. You play as animals, and you and your friends. It's a building sim and a world exploring sim, and all that. You guys build villages and stuff like that.
I get to ride an owl. I don't care beyond that.
You could actually
whatever building I have to do to get an owl done.
I think let me double check. I'll look it up right now. But I think you can actually play as an owl. I think that is one of the playable.
Shit. Yeah, sign me up. I'll join the Kickstarter right now.
Well, let me send you the links.
Under zombie. So they'll be listed in their credits.
Yeah. So yeah, the developer is Near Studios. They used to be developers for Bethesda, BioWare, and Naughty Dog. It's a sandbox RPG realm of anamorphic animals and fairy creatures. Play co-op or solo as you build a village of memorable NPCs, farm, craft, explore, and celebrate the season as an ever-changing world bigger than you. So I will. I'll send you a link for the fundraiser, the Kickstarter.
I got it right here. It showed up with a quick search. So
I was gonna say, if you just went to my Facebook, I'm pretty sure I've shared it 100 times. So
yeah, I think I've seen it there, and I think Facebook/Instagram has been telling me about it weekly.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, she's the developer, and I think her pronoun's she. Heather, she was at TwitchCon, and we met her at the airport when we were coming back, and we were eating at at the barbecue place there, and they sat next to us, and yeah, we went over the game. She was telling us all about it, and it was really exciting to hear it then. And it was the passion was for me was the thing is I loved how they're all former big company employees, but they got together and they're funding this out of their own pockets to start out with, and then they started the Kickstarter. But they were so passionate about their game and what they wanted to bring to the table, and that honestly, that was when I started working on Project Echo. Was when I talked to them, and I was like, having that passion, having something that you're that creatively wanting to do, and that's what I want to do with Project Echo, which is still in the works. I'm still trying to figure out how to get you guys' characters not to be so OP. I've got some new things that have happened to the character development, but that's a different time. But yeah, so when the game comes out, Shebe may be starting her own Twitch channel as she plays that game.
I will meet community.
Which means I will have to set up everything for her to have a Twitch channel and teach her how to run OBS and all of that.
Well, I don't want to speak for D, but we will mod the shit out of that channel. We will be there as much as possible.
Well, knowing Shebe's, it would definitely be nighttime streams for her because she would have to be doing it at night.
That's the only free time we've got.
I know. That's why I've actually been toying with changing my streams to later in the afternoon or evening streams just because, I know all of you people have real jobs, have to go to that work thing.
Right.
Fucking suckers.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah. So make sure, yeah, if you could donate to the two charities I mentioned, or if you want to be part of the Kickstarter for a great cause or a great game, check out Hawthorne. I will be updating Nightbot with a link to their Kickstarter soon. I've been meaning to do that. I just keep forgetting. And yeah, follow them on their socials and stuff. Tell them the zombie sent you. You know, go ahead and be like, yeah, zombie said to check out your game, which is crazy because it's not a horror game and it's not an Assassin's Creed game. What the fuck is going on? I mean,
There's no zombies? What?
yeah, there's no zombies in this game, and he's telling us to play it. What? But who knows? Maybe the animals can overthrow the government. Maybe that's a side quest. Is, you know,
Right.
you can ride your owl in and assassinate the giant big orange slug.
What was it? Mouse was the mouse one where it was basically just Nazi Germany only with animals or something.
Yes, I have that. I have that book. It's banned.
Yeah.
It's one of those banned books. I have almost every book that's on the banned book list, with the exception of The Grapes of Wrath. I do not own a copy of it. It's just because that book is so long and boring.
Right.
I've read it about 5 times, but it's a great book, but oh my god. But anyways, let us get back to our game.
A different book. Old lady. We're all
I know what you're.
different
It's a different book.
book.
That's a different book. I know which one you're talking about, but I can't remember its name. I've read, like I said, I own almost every book that's on the national book ban list. I've had them for years because fuck the system.
No, every child should read every book that's
Oh yeah, if they're banning a book, read that book.
read that.
Read that book. Buy multiple copies so you can give them out to your children, your grandchildren, your friends. In fact, just read fucking books, people.
Just fucking read. Read whatever you want to, but maybe try to read something somebody told you not to read is probably a good idea.
Look, reading fiction, nonfiction, it doesn't matter. Just read. Make sure your brain's working. Make sure you're constantly reading. But read history. I'm sorry, I will fight anyone on that. Read history, know history. Know how dirty, bloody, and shit-filled history is. Don't let anyone ever take that away. Understand that history is the worst and best of humanity at the same time. And you need to know both sides of that. That is something I am very passionate about because maybe if people understood history, we wouldn't be where we are today.
It's not like all of this happened already. Jeez.
Oh yeah, we're not taking the exact same steps that happened to Rome before the collapse of Rome. We're not taking the exact same steps that happened before the revolution in France, the revolution in Russia. I mean, none of this has happened before, Paul.
No, this is totally unique.
Totally unique. I mean, you know, it's not like I can point to like 5 different Assassin's Creed games that point out literally the events that we're going through right now that happened in history. And that's a video game based off of history with a lot of fiction thrown into it. But, you know.
They trimmed the fat on the story to make it entertaining, and it still hits hard. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But anyways, enough about that. Let's jump back into the game. So you guys are all in the room. Tercel, as Sarah comes out, you obviously would have told her that, hey, we're missing an idiot.
And I'll be as Sarah comes out, I'm putting, minute stitches on Hannibal's head to kind of get the bleeding stopped. I don't feel like wasting a healing spell on him, but I'll just make sure he's in all right shape.
Roll a medical roll for me.
7 plus 8 for 15.
15. All right. Yeah, he does have a slight concussion from hitting his head on the stone floor. You notice that.
I'm asking Quinn, Leonard, did you see where he went?
Leonard would not, because he was busy with the push-up competition. Quinn, have her roll perception.
5.
That's about right. Yeah, she knows the general area where he was last kind of searching and wandering around, but she wasn't paying attention. One of yours is in prison, remember?
Well, no, I was like, I'm like, oh yeah, one that is.
So but yeah, so she tells you, yeah, he was over kind of searching this area here where there's a lot of items piled up.
So I'll go over around.
All right, roll an investigation check at advantage because you're seriously looking for something.
I rolled a 7 and a 6. Investigation, so it's a 10.
10? Okay, yeah. That's enough for you to notice that unlike everything else you've seen so far, this pile of stuff is a pile. Like, this stuff was thrown in this area. It was hastily piled up. And as you get closer, you see that towards the edge of it, right about here, there is a grate in the ground. Like a drainage grate looking type thing. Big metal bars leading down. The bars are gone. There's pieces of them still there, but like the center of this grate is gone. And there is fresh blood on this grate.
Guys, I think I found where he might have gone. Willingly or not willingly. Probably unwillingly, but I don't know if he fell or if he was dragged. Nobody heard anything?
Nope.
Can't leave you guys alone for fucking 2 minutes.
And Ursula will kind of be appraising the pile of stuff and be like, yeah, this isn't very DMG. If they run a tight ship, they wouldn't have stacked this shit all willy nilly like. So
Looked like they were trying to cover the hole.
Yes. You can clearly see that at one point this hole probably was completely covered, but whatever happened to the grate caused it to be opened back up.
There's any black.
Not with that investigation that you rolled, no. If Tercel wants to roll for an investigation.
yeah, I'll be trying to piece together why this has been constructed. Not really. 7 plus 4 for 11.
Now, you don't really notice much more than what I've already described. This stuff was hastily thrown over this area, like they were trying to cover up this grate and block it. But at some point, something happened to that grate, and a hole was opened, and now where the little jagged ends of the grate are. So I'm going to say this grate's probably about 5 feet by 5 feet in the ground. Yeah, it's a big drainage grate. These are dwarven things. Well, what you're assuming is dwarven. So everything's rather large when they build things. But it's big enough that the hole, Negan could get pulled through it. Not happily, but he could go through it. And there is blood on several of the remaining jagged pieces of the grate that are still there.
All right. In my mind, we have 2 options. Assuming that goes down, and most mines also go down, we could cover this up to prevent back attacking and proceed with the main door, or we could try to enter via this thing to be closer to rescuing Poontang. I don't know which of those is more appealing.
Not want to separate.
And don't forget, there's also still the 2 other doors on the other side of the room that you guys haven't even checked yet.
Yeah, I know. And that's what Sarah is contemplating. Purchasing rooms before we either go down the hall, go through the.
I mean, thematically, we've basically seen demolitions. We've seen the manager's room. So the other two rooms could be pretty cool. It could be like a mess hall, crew quarters.
We could use
I'd say let's try our best to cover the hole, but in such a way that we could open it again if we choose to. But I guess that makes sense because then we're not really making it hard for whatever's coming in here. I don't know. Or we could have our boys stand guard at the ready while we continue searching.
Yeah.
Is that?
Oh, Quinn and Leonard to guard over that.
Yeah, BA and Face will support on the other side.
For purposes, I'm going to slide that a little bit. We'll say that this square right here, this 5-foot square, that's where it is. So.
All right, boys, stay at the ready. We don't know what the fuck grabbed our friend, but we're gonna finish searching, and then we'll decide how we want to approach this.
Right.
Bullies room first.
All right. Roll a strength check and let me know if you're pushing or pulling.
Pushing. 10.
Yeah, this door opens just as you see the others and slams into the wall, echoing through the room. You can see that this room has shelves across all the walls. So these three walls have shelves, and in the middle of it is about 3 or 4 crates just sitting there.
So do I need to invest?
Well, yeah.
Room.
So yeah, as you go and investigate in there to, go in there to investigate. So, bless you. So this shelf over here and this shelf over here are completely empty. They're just covered with dust. But this big shelf up along this far wall here has various containers that hold food. Again, there's a label. The label matches the jar. All of them are perfectly organized. There is a piece of paper on right in front of the shelf. It's like in the middle of the shelf, there's a beam, and there's a piece of paper that has a dagger through it. Hold this piece of paper. It also has the exact same symbols as every shelf and a number next to it. Well, what you think is a number, it looks like, because again, it's a language you don't know. You're assuming Dwarvish.
I recognize any of the foods.
The shelf you would be able to reach easily. You open up one of the jars, and in it is dried meat, like a jerky almost.
Like, Victor Saul, I found the food.
All right.
Going through the jars, trying to replenish rations.
Okay.
Pulling out enough for
Let's say
for the others as well.
after searching through the jars, finding the ones that have not perished or molded over. Well, no. You're able to find about 12 jars, which would make about 6 rations. But these wouldn't be like a small ration. It would be a whole day's meal. So you would have a meat, a vegetable, a good hearty meal you're able to put together. So 6 meal rations. So one of those, like I said, that will cover you for a whole day's worth of food. Like you would be full enough to make it through a whole day.
Days
Yes.
for each person, or
No,
just
all together. Because several of these jars, you open them and there are spoilage. One of them you open and there is a rat inside of it that squeaks angrily at you and jumps out, and you notice that there's just rat poop all in it.
I'm gonna cast. I'll take all the stuff that's down. And I'm gonna cast Purify.
It wouldn't work on this because this is like it has gotten so bad that it's like a mush. You wouldn't even be able to tell what it was originally, and it wouldn't purify it. So yeah, this is it's been there so long now without being rotated and used and stuff that some of this stuff has become baby food consistency and smells so horribly that you almost vomit opening some of them. But yeah, Purify won't even save these. It's beyond saving. It's not even food anymore.
So 6 days rations for one person.
No, there's 6 of these rations. So you have 6, and it's 1 day's ration. So you could give one to 6 different people, or you can have 6. Your choice.
But it's food for a full day.
Full day's worth of food. There are 6 of them though.
Right.
So what was it? It's not 6 days. It is 6 1 day. So you could give one to.
Usually a ration is for one meal. So
Yeah.
that's what I went 6 days ration.
Yes, but I'm just making sure you know that it ain't one ration that lasts you 6 days. No, this ain't magic. This ain't magic oil. Okay, this is just 1 day, full day's worth of food 6 times. So you could divvy that up between everybody, or you and Tercel could each take 3. It's your choice.
I'll give them to Tercel. I'll keep 3. I'll give 3 to Tercel. We can divvy them out.
Okay. So each of you have 3 1 full day rations.
Cool. The boys will eat.
Nope.
A drink.
Nope. No, this is just food. And like I said, the 2 shelves on the opposing walls are completely empty. And there are 4 crates sitting there.
Crates.
All right. Roll investigation.
3 plus 4. 7.
Yeah. So as you open these crates, you see what appears to be cookware. You're able to put together that it was possibly these are the contents of what used to be on that shelf. Like they were packing it up.
Like they were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, I think they'd either decided it was no longer financially stable to stick around, or that whatever was coming through that fucking grate or coming through wherever.
Leave.
The DMG does not live mineral sites easily, so this is pretty serious.
Check out that last room. Decide what we're gonna go to the next door.
Sure. Going to push open this last door of 9 + 1 for 10 strength.
This door is very stubborn. It doesn't want to move.
I'll try to open.
Yeah, while she tries, I'll put my hand above hers and together with our powers combined.
All right, combined strength roll.
So 14 plus 2.
I did worse. I had 3 + 1 for 4.
So 4 plus so that's a dirty 20 combined. Yeah. So yeah, you guys grunt. This door does finally open up, and as you pop your head in, you realize why it was so hard. There was a chair pushed up against the door, and it's a very heavy wooden chair. And as what little light from the main antechamber fills into this room, you see that all this room contains is one table and another chair. And there's definitely something sitting in that chair.
Is it moving or just sitting?
Just sitting there.
So the door opens and we're just like,
Fucking. I mean,
hello?
we should have known better, but
Just gonna say hello.
No response.
Do you have any visible? Is there anything cool I can cast light on to get light from his side or from its side of the room?
From what little light you get from the antechamber behind you, you do know there's a torch scone right off to the side of the door, off to your left side. You couldn't reach it, Sarah.
No, I couldn't. Tersol's like,
Yeah, if
It's
not
wooden
light it,
steel.
then I would cast light on it to while maintaining eye contact
no,
with
just, you
whatever's.
just take your foot and steel.
Right.
That hurt.
All right. So yeah, you reach out very cautiously and light the torch. And as it lights, it fills the room with a very soft light. You notice that the figure in front of you, sitting at this table in a very large chair, is wearing heavy armor. It is clearly of dwarven make. It's slumped forward, and you can see that even though it still has pieces of long white hair and a torn up, ragged white beard, there's no flesh on this. It is just a skeleton. And you can tell by the combination of what's left of it that, yes, this was a dwarvish person.
Well,
It takes a long time for all flesh to be removed from the body, correct?
I mean, naturally,
That makes good Tersol.
but I mean, if you get a few hundred rats in there in appropriate times, they can make short work of a body. I heard a story about a guy that had a pig farm that could make bodies disappear pretty rapidly.
I will cautiously approach.
Okay.
Watch this. Note written.
This
Okay.
table is about 4 feet tall. So as you come up to it, you kind of have to hop, stretch a little bit, and yeah, you do see that there are items on the table, but you can't really see from your disadvantaging height.
I'd like to
come.
medically examine the corpse, see if I could see any, gnawing or strikes, crushed bones, anything that would
Okay.
indicate.
Give me both an investigation and then add a medicine roll and add them together.
I'm calling Meekin over to climb up on him. So that I can look at the table.
Investigation is an 18. Medical is 6, 8, 14. 16,
Okay.
14 for 30.
Yeah, so you would be able to, with your years of medical experience and wartime experience being around dead bodies, you're able to really look them over. So as you get closer, you realize there are little bits of flesh left, but yes, something has been gnawing on his flesh. You can tell that it does almost look like rats or some kind of other scavenger. Insects have completely devoured all the flesh, all the muscle, the sinew. You don't see any wetness like blood or organs underneath the bone areas. There's no blood like pools anywhere, so you know that this is not a wet skeleton. It's not recently, but it has been there obviously for a while by the amount of dust on it. Upon looking at it, you see on the ground a dagger, and you see that dagger would have dropped from the skeleton's left hand, which is laying limply off to the side.
Does he see how cause of death?
No, because there's no flesh or organs to be able to detect it.
No broken bone.
No, there's no broken bones.
Eyeballing the dagger, does it look like a combat dagger? Does it look like some kind of a letter opener? Is it like
It's a standard issue dwarven dagger.
okay?
Definitely could be used in combat. You do notice that it is really sharp. Though you do notice that there is a small chip in the blade where it chipped when it hit the ground.
I don't know if dwarves performed harikari if they got in bad trouble or something. Like
On Meekin's back, I'm looking at the table now, and I can see it.
All right, so on the table, there are three things. There is a goblet. There is a broken gemstone. And there is a piece of paper. Yes, but you cannot just tell what it is due to writing. It is, again, is in the language you guys can't understand. So,
I will take all three things.
all right. So as you go to pick up the goblet, you realize that there is a dry residue in it. From whatever liquid was in there has dried up and become kind of a powdery residue along with the dust in the room.
Can I smell?
Roll let's say nature.
And
Okay. It definitely has a smell of dried fruit. It's really, really gone dry. It's this very faint wisp of a dried fruit.
I gotta take a moment. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
That could be wine.
Could have been wine or a juice. You're not sure.
I recognize.
The gemstone, like I said, it's about this big. So about 2.5 inches diameter, but it's broken in half. But it's not a clean, it's like a jagged half. It looks like a tiger eye. No. Looks like an actual tiger's eye. It's shaped like that.
No blood residue.
None that you see.
All things going.
And technically, a tiger's eye is a gemstone, just so you know. I thought it's because your museum sells tiger's eyes in their gemstone section. Nope, it's with the pretty gemstones. I spent about 20 minutes the other day when we were there and I was waiting for you guys. I was like, pretty rocks. And like I said, it was funny because I'm like, I have pretty rocks in my pocket. I hope they don't think I'm stealing their pretty rocks.
You know how many kids walk off with the pretty rocks and the marbles?
Yeah, those are high theft objects, obviously. They're small.
All easy to pocket.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are going in the curse.
Okay.
Anything special about the goblet?
No, just a standard goblet.
Probably lead.
No, it's not lead.
That's all goblets were in the past.
Wow.
Well, the broken gemstone looks like a tiger's eye. But I did take all things. you don't want that dagger, I'll grab that too.
So let's think about our scene. So we had a chair up against the door. Presumably, we're the first persons to get through that. We have this guy in dwarven armor, which I don't think miners typically wear armor. And he had a dagger, was the last thing he held when he was alive. So did he commit suicide?
Once I can find somebody who can read this dwarven paper,
Yeah, we could
we'll
really
know
use it
his
for a good
story.
dwarf right about now.
But once wrote on this paper,
Yeah.
have more info.
I'm a little nervous about touching that dagger. There's some rites that can happen with curses and suicide that maybe we just leave that shit alone for now. I don't know. But it's up to you. You like
Listen,
rites and
Sarah's
stuff,
pocketing the dagger, man. No matter what you think. She come on. How many possessed items has this creature picked up?
Right. Yeah, she's not afraid of nothing, so yeah, that's fine.
She's used to picking up daggers and going, "Are you my mommy?"
That was a necklace.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You're not going to be shocked at the next object you picked up. Next thing you know, there's a little girl going, "Mommy." You're gonna be motherfucker. But no, nothing happens when you pick up the dagger. It's just a dagger.
Try to pretty goblet.
It is, if used in combat, if you ever use that dagger, write this down, it is a 1d4 plus 1 dagger. So you roll a d4 and then you add 1 to it for its damage.
Plus 1.
Yeah, so 1d4 plus 1.
And it was plus 1 to.
Yeah, so when you roll your damage roll, you roll a d4. So if you got a 3, you add 1 to that, so it's 4.
Did you say he was in armor still?
Yes.
Can I appraise that armor to try to appreciate if it was symbolically or if it was a genuine armor? Like, was he a warrior or was he a commander? Get some
Roll
sense of
a
what.
wisdom on it. At advantage because of military background.
Just a flag bearer.
Right. Was he just here to look good so the miners felt comfortable? 13 plus 4 for 17.
Though you're not 100% knowledgeable on dwarven armor, you have seen armor similar to this both in military history and at the royal palace as a dwarven guardsman. You do notice that it does have an insignia on both sides that ranks this as a high level captain of a guard.
Yeah, sir. This was a head honcho. This wasn't some. This guy did some work, and he was afraid enough to bar the door with a chair. This dude could have taken out 100 fucking guys, and he's in here drinking sangrias and preparing for the end. So I don't want to put the fear of the unknown, but I'm getting a little nervous here.
The curse, it was just gonorrhea.
I mean, maybe it was like an aggressive alien gonorrhea. I don't know. Listen. I'm just a noble combat medic. I don't know all about this stuff. I'm just a
Anything
doctor,
else in
man.
this room? You said there was the
That's it. That's it. This room was otherwise empty.
Well, do you want to go down the hole? Through the doors.
That's the question. If we want to get our buddy back, it might go straight to where he went, but into the mouth of madness is kind of scary.
I want to go look at the grate again.
Okay.
I want to see, are there like there a ladder that goes down, or is it just a straight?
No, this was
hole?
obviously like a drain vent for like if water was spilled or if they were cleaning the floors, it would drain down from there. It's not like an access vent that you would use to go in.
I'm looking for black ooze just from
Roll investigation.
While she's doing that, Tersel's going to do his clerical duties and say a prayer of safe passage for the dwarf. He's
Alright.
long gone, but it makes him feel better.
And no, there's no black goo that you see.
Right. Sending Winarda in first. He's gonna throw a rock
Alright.
down the hole first.
Alright.
That's what he does.
Full of a toque.
Alright.
He's throwing the rock to see how long it takes to the bottom.
Yeah, he walks over, takes a decent little rock and drops it. Five minutes,
We're not going
10
down the hole.
minutes, 15 minutes, still nothing.
Let's cover this and go through the doors.
How creative are we feeling today? We have explosives and acid. We could set up a trap or something. I mean, I don't
Go
think
for
I'm
it,
that smart. I mean, between Hannibal, myself, and maybe Face, we could come up with some kind of like a. If it lifts, it upsets vials of acid and black powder, and it goes boom. Even small amounts, so we know that it got disturbed. It didn't have to explode, but like a fireworks worth of explosions, so we have a clue of what's happening.
I'm all for that, Tersal. You
So
what you need help
I'm
with.
gonna go confer with my recently concussed.
Let me see your stats real quick. I'm trying to figure out what I would have you guys roll that under.
I'm thinking like small amount of black powder, small amount of acid to make a firework level explosion with some
Something
sound.
to let us know that
Yeah,
something
like
came
it,
through.
put it right on the edge so that if it gets lifted up, it tossles and.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you roll an intelligence check, to see if you would be able to even be smart enough to actually do this Home Alone style trap.
Uh-huh.
I'm helping
Plus-
by bringing him ingredients.
Well, no, I'm talking just the actual physical setting it up without blowing yourself up. Would you be smart enough to do that? So it's an
Base
intelligence.
intelligence with no additionals is 6. I
So
have a +0 bonus to my.
you have a general idea that it could possibly be done. You could probably rig something up. You yourself are not smart enough to do it though, and you're smart
That's
enough to realize that you're not smart enough to do it. So it does add caution to whether you would do it.
My intelligence.
If you wanted to roll and see if you would be able to figure out how to do a simple alert trap like that.
I have a +8.
Yeah, but this wouldn't be a survival thing so much as being smart enough to know how to set everything up in a way that if something tripped it, it would mix properly and not blow you all to Kingdom Come, or since that grate is close enough to the front door, blow the doors off, or cause a cave in. You'd have to be smart enough to think of all of that. So that's what I'm saying. It's an intelligence roll. Tersal has a general concept, but he's also not smart enough to do it on his own.
Yeah, halfway through, he got really bored and was just like, "Yeah, never mind, it's fine."
I say 3.
I think you say you have a +3 to intelligence. 9. So combined together, you both could possibly do this. It will require you each to roll a sleight of hand check for the handling of the explosive and acid combination while you're setting it up. And I'm also going to have you both roll a luck roll. So that would be just a d20 at advantage if you guys want to try it.
And given that we're preparing, I would take a minute to give whoever's rolling guidance. So you'd have a D4 on top of your.
Well, it'll be you and her both have to roll because you guys are working in tandem on this.
Right. I don't
Or
know.
we can just cover it.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, the other option is you could just find something big enough to lay on top of it. And put some more books on top of it.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
taking. I'm telling Nard and Quinn, everyone, grabs these empty shelves, drag it out here, lay it down. We're gonna pile everything we can.
Yeah, that takes about 10 minutes. You guys find enough stuff to reinforce the pile that's already there of hastily thrown on things. But yeah, you guys cover the whole completely.
Cool.
Which, side note, out of game, you guys are lucky because if you guys had failed the mixture rolls on that, you were going to lose some fingers. I liked where you were going with it, though. I hadn't even thought of that possibility.
Alright. Wanna
Cool.
grab any gunpowder?
Nope. I don't know what I'd do with it anyway.
It'll light a fire. Alright.
Yeah.
Let's try these doors.
All right. Both of you roll an investigation check for the big metal door.
8 plus 3.
Oh shit. Nat 20.
All right. The chipmunk's on the bird feeder again. And she's making.
We're doing good with the doors this time, Tersal.
All right. So you guys then go up to this door, and it, like I said, it is a huge door. Metal. It does not push open. It does not pull. You notice right in the center of it is a round circle about yay big. That's about the only thing that you guys notice on this door. You can tell by the door frame that this door will lift up, like a portcullis type style, but you guys do not have a way of opening it.
I don't suppose we saw any kind of. So looking at the circle, does it have anything inside, or is it just it's not pass through? It's
No, it's not a
like an
pass through. It
invitation
definitely
or-
looks like something should go there to open the door.
Okay. Do we see? I guess we could check Skeleton Boy out for keys. He didn't really seem like the key type. I don't remember seeing anything in the manager's room.
Like a hole or a hole.
It's an indent where something would be placed in that would unlock and open the door. It's not a hole that goes all the way through. It's not like a keyhole. It is like something goes into this like an impression, and it has to be in there in order to cause this to work.
We saw coins on the sales table or whatever.
Yes.
Is it? How big were those coins?
Standard coin size.
So much smaller than the hole in
Yeah,
the door.
yeah, just regular silver.
Making sure it's not like a coin operated door or something.
No, it's not a pay to.
Put in your
not a pay-
25 gold to get a chance to mine some iron ore.
It's not a German toilet.
I am looking at this table though.
Okay.
You said there were bottles.
Yes.
Bottles.
Yeah, there's like bottles on there.
Do I need to do an investigation?
Yeah. You pop one open and you instantly get that whiff of a strong alcoholic drink.
I can tell that all of these are that.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to give all but, 2.
What do you got here?
Yeah.
Roll an investigation check at advantage, Tercel.
Pop the cork and stick my nose all the way up in it.
Oh, God.
Investigation 16 plus 4 for a dirty 20.
This is Dwarven whiskey. And not just any Dwarven whiskey, but this is the best Dwarven whiskey ever. You've only ever tasted it once, and it was at a ceremony after a battle. You know that this stuff will fuck you up. To the dwarves, it's just basically like water, but to humans and to halflings, one good sip, you guys are going to be out for the night.
And
How many bottles are there?
There's about 8 bottles altogether.
I'll just take one.
Tercel's going to take whatever he can get away with. If he needs to balance his bag off, what do I have to get rid of? I probably haven't been carrying much anyway, but
No, I don't think you.
I'll say you could put all 7 in there, but just be warned that you have 7 glass bottles jingling around in a bag.
I already have disadvantage for stealth. It's okay.
No, it's not a stealth thing. Dwarvish liquid is highly flammable.
Oh, that's fair.
Highly flammable.
So
This is basically Everclear, but in whiskey
and
form.
it's a bottle.
It's a glass vial bottle.
So let
I tell you what.
A pint.
No, fuck it. I'm gonna take 7. I want to be logical. from a
Imagine
player
your water
standpoint,
bottle
but-
there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than that. Like a little bit wider, but it's shaped a lot like your water.
I just take one. I seriously don't think I need more than that of bourbon whiskey. But I take one bottle. You
All right,
can
I'm
take
gonna,
the other
I'm gonna
7.
roll my own d20 to see what Tercel will do. If he rolls a 9 or less, he's taking them all. And I rolled a 16, so I'm gonna take 4. I'm gonna take half.
All right.
It's like Paylor came down and said, "No, son, you can come back for the other 3. Just take half, and we'll be all right." And he's like, "Okay, fuck."
Moderation, my friends. Moderation.
We're
Any
working on
food
it.
or anything else?
No, like I said, there's some clothes, there's some replacement tools. There's a whetstone there, like sharpening tools and stuff, but it was clearly a merchant's table for the workers to buy stuff. It was, like I said, it's a commissary type.
No healing potions.
No.
No seeing the dark potion.
Nope.
And I don't see this.
No.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and
All right. Well, investigation.
Would you say I had pretty thoroughly investigated the corpse the night, Captain?
Yes. Yeah. There was no key on him. Nothing round like this on him. 16? Yeah, you don't see any round thing that you're looking for in there.
go back to the door at first.
No. And honestly, you barely can reach it. So it's kind of like, "Eh." You're trying to poke a giant's belly button.
Turn the thing.
Your finger would be.
When you figure if
We
it,
searched everything.
what about that? Oh, I don't. Wasn't there something in a chest that was unique and you didn't understand why it was locked away?
I found some possible pyrite stones that were cast. Don't know why.
You think they'd fit in that hole? Like maybe it needs to proof that you're a miner, so it needs ore or something.
That's on the pile.
Hmm.
We'll go get one out.
You could try it. I'd happily go get one and put it in the slot.
Roll an investigation roll.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read stuff.
That is an 8.
Yeah, you don't find any that are the shape or size of that hole.
Alright. So, will you join me while I unbury this crate I buried? Books. I never searched.
Sure.
Don't want to do it alone. Have that day.
It's not a scroll so much as it's like a piece of parchment that's been wadded around.
Oh. Yeah.
Unbury it and open the crate to see what else is in that.
There's nothing else in that. It was a completely empty box. The only thing in it is that piece of paper that's wadded up with black sticky stuff in it. That's why
Is
I
there
let you use it.
anything hard inside of that piece of paper? Is it just goo and paper?
Roll an investigation check.
Finally. 18.
Yeah, you feel like there is something inside of it. And by the feel of it, it feels like it's probably about half of a circle-ish type thing.
Well, it feels like I got half of what should go in there. I don't know if, maybe it's like launch codes. You got to have both sides of the thing. I don't know.
I mean, we got explosives. Just put this door down.
Man.
I fucking hate doors.
Hey, you guys have had 4 real easy doors
Nothing.
today. I don't want to hear it today.
Try to get it out of here.
We could try acid. Maybe a lighter version of acid would burn the goo away and not affect the metal.
That's
work
on the
with-
top shelf. You'll have to go grab that bottle.
Yeah.
I'm not using my bottle.
All right. I will go carefully go
low-
get one
the
of
low
the.
acid.
What
All right.
are we thinking? The clear or the red?
Clear.
Okay.
Red is the very bottom.
Right.
I would coincide with that.
Well, and if a red was gonna fall, it would just plop down. Where if a white fell, it would shatter. So they're probably smart and wouldn't want the shatter one to. So yeah, I'll grab a white vial off the top shelf.
All
and
right, so
bring
the
it to our
clearest bottle.
black. Yeah.
All right.
And I'll see if I can carefully put like a drop of it on.
All right. Give me a dexterity roll as you're pouring it on there.
11.
Okay, yeah, you're able to pour it on a good little drop on there without getting any on you. And then, yeah, the paper starts to sizzle away, but it isn't eating away any of the black goo.
All right, are we going full science lab here? Are we gonna increase acids until this black shit goes away, or
Let's skip level 2. Let's just go level 3.
go level 3 to, was that green or orange? Orange. All right. All right, I'll go back to the room, get an orange vial, and we'll give that one a shot.
All right. And dexterity.
This is not great. Yeah. That would be a 2 + 2 for 4.
Okay, so yeah, this time you're pouring it on there. You do get a little on your hand, and you take 4 damage as it burns your hand.
Fuck.
You do notice though that this does eat away all of the black goop, and now on the floor is a broken, like half of what looks like a tiger eye.
Hey, I took the other half of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wonder if we could put them together. You think they're about the size of
Combine
that?
forces into one.
Right.
Huh?
We got the launch codes.
Alright. We take both pieces,
All right.
place it together.
You hear this little click, and then you hear a series of really deep sounding metal kunk, 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 and then like a grinding noise, and the door slowly starts to rise. As the door gets about eye height to you, Sarah, that's where we're going to end today.
Hey, we didn't have any ghostly screaming this time. That's not. I think that's a step up for us. And we got through the hardest door of the day, without frustrations or anybody catching anything on fire.
I was using some of that gunpowder to get that door open.
All right, so before I see who we're gonna raid out to real quick, let me let you guys. If you guys have tried to set up that trap and accidentally you could have killed everybody in the room.
Yeah.
If you would just jump down that hole, yeah, it is almost bottomless from what you can tell at this point. You probably would have died. And
Sure, you would have done.
yeah,
None of us know Featherfall.
no. And yeah, the stone, I'm shocked it took you so long to realize you had half of a circular stone that you picked up off a table. I was like, again, doors are your guys' weakness.
It's a hard one.
But I gave you 4 easy doors today, guys, so.
We appreciate it.
All right, so we will go see who we're going to raid out to before we end for the night. Like I said, make sure you guys check out the game Hawthorne. I will be posting links for it on my Discord. Make sure you are helping out with both Extra Life and the Trevor Project. Make sure you tune in Tuesday for more Assassin's Creed from me. Keep an eye on Az's Discord as we keep trying to hassle him to do something, including just talking to us and playing with model stuff because, hey, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember, Shave is talking about opening her own Twitch page. So, but yeah, I'll go see who we'll raid out to while you guys say your goodbyes.
Go to pride festivals that are around school people. It's okay to love who you want to love. Love you, team. In here lurking. Ooh, the fruit shade. Yeah, you'll have to join me. It'll be the D and Shay page. The D and Shay show. They little creatures. Fairyland creatures in the forest.
There's crows, baby. Crows that talk to you. Just saying.
Super exciting.
All right, so we will be rating out to Axomat, who's been doing a uncapped subathon for the build up to the release of the Switch 2. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us today. I hope you all have a safe
Shady show.
have a safe Memorial Day weekend, and shout out to all those soldiers who had their checks cashed. Much love and respect from the zombie army. So I'm gonna go hit the button to raid Axial. Matt, take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, crows, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Little mice. All kinds of bugs. Owls. Hmm. I still have to tell her about hope.
Yeah.
And when I opened the Kickstarter, alright. And I looked at all like the different options.